Here, Sean, is the notes on your guitar's fingerboard for 5 frets. The nut, first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, and fifth fret. Now, you see the notes where they are. First finger, second finger, and then first finger, second finger, third finger, and so on. Up to the fourth, which you would use your fourth finger on that fifth fret to get those notes. The names are there, and I hope you can bring it in close enough to see it. I hope you can see the names of the open notes there. I'm trying to adjust it here on the strings. There's the open note, the second note, and the third note on the first string, and then the fifth one way up. You would find them, Sean, all on your scales. You have the scale of C. Please study your scale of C. Study the names of the notes. Then you will be able to find them without any problems whatsoever. And it's normal to know that if you are playing the guitar on the first string, on that first note, you would use your first finger. On the second note, it's 3 frets away from the nut, so you would use your third finger. And as the next one, you would use your fourth finger to stop the note on there. And they're all named. So learn them and memorize them on your guitar's fingerboard. Then when you see them in your scales, you will know exactly where they go and how to play them. I can't emphasize that enough. But you have to practice and practice and practice. If you can't use a finger, 1 finger or 2 fingers, then use 1. It's okay. But you have to memorize your notes on the fingerboard there, on each string, and they're marked for you. Then look at the scales and find them on the staff. Take these notes, draw yourself a staff, or take your staff book, and write down these notes where they go on the staff. If I do all that for you, then you're not going to learn very much, because you wouldn't remember anything. You're not doing it yourself. You have to do it yourself if you want to learn it. You have to memorize it. You have to practice it. You have to study it, look at it, see where it goes, think about it. Don't only look for the sounds. I see that you do play by ear, which is good. But if you want to learn to read and write music, you have to know where they go on the staff. And to start, you start with the scales. You have to know your scales of each key. So you now have the key of F on the guitar, and now you have this. And I am going to take a little holiday, so I probably won't be back doing any tutorials for a little while, because I have to get some other things done around my home and the garden, and I have to do some shopping and so on, like everyone else. So I will probably take a little while off from the tutorials. They're a lot of work. I don't regret it. I love it, and I want to help. But one thing I cannot be as a personal teacher to you. I'm putting the tutorials on there for you to teach yourself. It's good if you have a question, but I can't be teaching privately over YouTube. It's just too much. So what I put on there is very basics, and if you memorize it, and if you learn it, and if you learn the sound, and you learn how to play it on your guitar, fingerboard, then you are going to be well away. You have the first 5 frets there, and that gives you a lot. And that's the first position in playing the guitar, okay? And all those notes are not any different than the ones I just said. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Only thing, they're different places on the fingerboard and on the strings. And you know very well what the strings are. String 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, remember the staff lines, the staff for music only has 5 lines. Then you add the ledger lines if you want more notes added. And but as I said, you learn the scales which are on the staff. It tells you the same things there. The only number of notes that are going to be on the scales is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And whichever scale or key it is, they might have more of those notes, but it's the same ones, just over again, okay? So, remember on the staff, on the open space of the staff, it spells S-A-C-E. And on the lines of the staff, then find the notes in between A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you see, if you have C on the space, top space on the staff, then the next one on the line is G, and then you start all over again. So I can't emphasize that enough. And please go back to the mandolin tutorials. Go back to the mandolin scales. It's the same thing. Only thing on the mandolin fingerboard, the notes are placed in slightly different positions and different combinations, or whatever you want to call it, configurations. So just go back to those and memorize them. You have them all there. There's so many tutorials there that you have to learn from, that you shouldn't have to be doing this over and over and over the same thing. Okay, now I am hoping that you're going to get along with this and enjoy it and have fun with it. That's the whole thing. Not to be tight up about it or worried or frustrated or whatever. You're doing well on the instruments I've heard you play. And as for others, adults, well, they can figure this out for themselves, I'm very sure. And I'm thankful you're coming to my tutorials and using them. I'm happy that you are, and I'm glad and to share with you like this. So, until I see you then, work hard, have fun, and take care.